Hey guys, welcome back to some more World Cup fantasy. Now, I do know there was not much World Cup fantasy content in Matchday 1, and that was because obviously how quick the games were coming and going, obviously my work lifestyle, and obviously being in America, there's a lot of games at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, so it's very hard to obviously get content out when your players haven't played yet, and obviously they're playing during the night. You wake up, obviously other stuff. So I do apologise for that. I am going to try and get a little bit more content out for game week 2, but if you did like game week 1 stuff, I got some more score predictions with Zach coming up. I'll try and go into a little bit more depth on my strategy for this week and stuff like that. So fingers crossed we can get some more stuff out. So if you do like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. But yeah, we need to talk about the leagues. I do want to apologise to everyone as well with the league, because I think I might have butchered the setup of the league. When I did it, I probably didn't do the updates because, as you can see, there's only 5 people in the league at the minute with all their points. However, a couple of my friends have joined, and we do actually have some more players, but for some reason you can't update the settings. So I'm hoping when Matchday 2 starts, because you can see Matchday 1 and all rounds, that all you guys will be able to join. So I think that's my fault for you. If you have joined through the link and the code, you should be in for game week 2, Matchday 2, round 2, whatever you want to call it as. But yeah, so this is the current scores that as I know. Obviously, I could be higher, I could be lower, depending on when the players join. 78 points. Manise in 75, Super John McGinn at 3, Joey Intelligence at 2, and the Vog at 103. We'll look at his squad because it's definitely 103 is good. Obviously, he did use his 12th man, so you've got to take that into account. That obviously 103 from 12, that would be 91 points. So he had the Turkey goalkeeper in the goal, who got 1 point, and they were, I don't want to say bad. They were bad against Austria. That is a game they should be winning. Kimmich Weiss, Reyes, who did play in that game, started that game, 90 minutes. Scouting bonus points as well. Definitely helped. Clean sheet points as well. And Desk obviously as well did a good game in 72 minutes played, got his clean sheet points, got his scouting bonus points as well against that Paraguay squad. Moving into the midfield, he had Bruno Fernandes. We're kind of getting into Bruno Fernandes on my team, so I won't talk too much about that, but he's got Elise, Doku and Wirtz. Captain Kylian Mbappe, 26 points. We're going to be talking about him a lot in today's video. 14 points on general, but then obviously captain, 28 points. Minutes played, goals scored 2, shots on target as well, bonus points there. Azabal for Spain. Again, we'll talk a little bit about this game. Cape Verde absolutely did amazing. They shouldn't have got a draw. They probably should have got battered like another team in the game week 1. But to keep Spain, the the European champions, to a draw is amazing. And having to bring on Lamau for the last 10 minutes when you're against Cape Verde is not good for Spain. So the Spanish striker didn't do well for many people. Erling Haaland again would have been another great captain. Minutes played, got an assist, got a goal, shots on target. Would have been a better captain over Mbappe, but either way, if you went either the 1 or 2, you probably did well. And we will talk about another captain that did very well in the striker line. He had Crepo, Italia Figo. Again, I said Argentina defence is very hard to pick from. They're not great. They are cheap. Some of them are cheap. But it's again, which one will start? Elvede, for a lot of people, should have got that clean sheet point. But obviously with a goal in that 90th minute, didn't do it, and obviously because he didn't get the clean sheet, he won't get the scouting bonus points. Moving to the second place, 91. So if he had not gone for his 12th man, he would have been on the same point as Joe. Let's see what difference he has. So he also used his 12th man on Erling Haaland. So you've got to kind of consider that. Gadlindes, they obviously lost, but I do see enough from Ecuador to say they are looking quite good. Vasquez, Kimmich and Reinerson. Reinerson, again, unfortunate to not get clean sheet. Bruno, Musiala, Wirtz, McTominay. I was expecting more from McTominay, and I'm kind of glad I didn't go for McTominay because I was bagging on him getting maybe a goal or two. But Scotland did win, so good for play to them. And then obviously he went the double Spain strike for Fernando Torres again. Also one of them players who didn't do well. Suki apparently obviously conceded goals, and we got to give it to that. But he had some great saves in that game. Rafinha dropped to the bench because obviously you can swap players in and out. And Hakimi as well against Brazil. 1-1. But I do think it's a good squad from him. So yeah, we're not going to review every single team. But yeah, let's head over to my team because there is a big decisions. We'll start with obviously my team from last week. 78 points, ranked 7th. Well, I don't know if you're going to try that, but that's where we're ranked. Vargas in goal. I was expecting a clean sheet. Obistan, what a goal from Vizza. Was it Wizza? No, that might have been the Congo game. I can't remember who scored, but it was a good goal. But I do think Colombia should have got that over the line. Which means in defensively, again, I'm liking Nathan Nagul. Very, very cheap. Plays for Belgium. Unfortunately, didn't get that clean sheet against Egypt. But if he'd gone and got that, he would have got that scouting bonus point because 0.5% managers own him. And moving forward, he has some good fixtures for Belgium. Molina was another one I kind of spoke about with Argentina. Yes, they got the clean sheet, but because he only played 45 minutes, he doesn't get that clean sheet bonus. And I'm not sure whether he will play more minutes in the next match. So I have transferred him out as one of my transfers. Kimmich, played 83 minutes, got his minutes, got his 2 assists, which is crazy. Unfortunately, didn't get that clean sheet, which that you would have expected. So fair play to Curacao. And they did do very well, good in the first half, but then the goals came and the floodgates came open. Musiala, Wirtz, double German. Musiala got his goal, played 64 minutes, so he got the 2 points, got some tackles in as well, which is extra points there. And then Wirtz also didn't score, which was very disappointing because he was my original captain, but he got an assist, so he still did some decent enough. Then moving to the midfield, we need to talk about Bruno. Minutes played, got some tackles in, but no chances created from Portugal. And this was annoying because they went 1-0 up. It was a beautiful goal from João Neves. 500 touches. 500 in one half, but no shots. They scored the goal and they didn't they didn't go and see what Germany did and France did and stuff like that, where you impose your brilliant. They just kept the ball passing, moving. No runs in the box, no crosses in the box. Just one shot in the first half, which they scored. Portugal disappointed, Bruno disappointed, and Ronaldo disappointed as well. When players like Haaland, Mbappe, Messi with a hat-trick, Harry Kane with goals. This was a great fixture for Ronaldo. 90 minutes played, but disappointing from it. I like the way he moved, don't get me wrong. I think his movement off the ball was great, but there was no crosses in for him. No headers, nothing, no corners sent to him. I think that was a bit of a annoying game for Ronaldo. Obviously, then which means our bench was the Turkey goalkeeper, Rafinha, Dallo and Granit Xhaka again. A little bit disappointed that he didn't get the penalty. They did win a penalty, and I assumed Xhaka was going to take it, but it was Mbolo who got the penalty. So that was a little bit disappointing there. Which means the transfer window is open for Matchday 2. We've already made one transfer, and that was for Malinia. And that is, I brought in Joel Obadarzo, who is playing in Curacao. He did play all 90 minutes, so that's good. And he does come under that scouting bonus of just under 5%, 3.9 million, which gives me some money to play with. Which is very nice. So that is the one transfer I've definitely made. There are a couple of positions where I'm looking at, and I think the first one is Danilo. Again, great fixture for Brazil against Haiti. 45 minutes played. My good thing is he came on for the second half, and that does show to me that Ibaez, whatever his name is, Bonanza, had a stinker, which could mean that Danilo does start for Brazil, or they could stay with the same players and the same formation, which means he would be on the bench. So that is my big worry. He is under that 5%, which is why I went for him. Cheap from Brazil, and their fixtures, obviously, with Haiti is a great one. So I'm not 100% sure if I want to make that transfer for him, but he's someone on the chopping block. And the other one, obviously, would be Ronaldo. You could go to someone like, obviously, great fixture though, but obviously you could go to someone like Harry Kane, or a very, very cheap Spanish striker like Azabal or Fernando Torres, or even going someone lower in the price range. Or even if you had the money to go to Harry Kane, could be a great option. I'm willing to take the punt on Ronaldo just for this week, because I am wildcarding next week for that Colombia-Portugal game. And obviously Colombia did get 3 goals against Uberstein. If Portugal play more aggressive, more attacking, have the ball more, and they put some crosses in, I think Ronaldo could do well. So I'm prepared to keep Ronaldo, but he's someone that's, if he doesn't do well this week, I won't be using him for the progression of the tournament. And the other one is Musiala. So 3 players that potentially could be going. Obviously, I've got free transfer left. Obviously, then the other one would have to be a potential hit. And I'm not 100% sure if I want to take the minus hit. So Musiala is, again, very good. Got his minutes, got his points. But with a game against Ivory Coast, who are very good, and Ivory Coast did win their game against Ecuador, so they're no walk in the park. They do have, obviously, young talent. I'm just not 100% sure now on the double Germany. My big worry is if I would love to go to a France midfielder. So if we just looked at France midfielders, it's very hard to pick because midfielders, you've kind of got to pick and choose who you think's going to play, and who's going to do very well. Obviously, Barcola had a great one, but he only played 10 minutes, so he's not going to guarantee to start. Rabiot, again, he played 90 minutes, got the assist in that game, but is he very good enough? I'm not too sure. Elise would be my pick that I would want to go to, but he is worth 9.5 million, and I don't have that money in the budget at the minute to do that. I do have, obviously, 8 million. And even if I got rid of Danilo, I'd have to go to someone who's about 3.9. And I could maybe go, if I went to Croatia, who's, again, a good option. If I go Croatia, defenders, sorry. And we went to Vustovic, who did play 60 minutes. If I was to then obviously bring him in, transfer in 1.4 million, that still wouldn't be enough for Elise. So it's annoying because that's the player I would want to go for. And if I could go get rid of Danilo, and I could go and spend my money on Theo Hernandez, who's under that 5%, played at left back, I believe, so he's going to start. Or the other one would go to Spain, and go someone like Kubasi or Cucurella, who's then got obviously a good fixture against Saudi. I would obviously prefer the France versus Iran. Is it Iran? Iran game over the Spain versus over Saudi Arabia. So I'm not 100% sure what I want to really do, because if I was to get rid of Musiala, I would then obviously have 8.8 without making a change at this defence. So we want price rather than points, don't we? You're looking at obviously someone like Jude Bellingham. Is the next best option. Did well for England, got his goal, got some tackle points, got his minutes played. Is above that scouting bonus though, unfortunately. Diaz you could go for. Take a punt on one of the French midfielders. Go KDB maybe, who's got a good fix against Iran. It's very, very tricky. Valverde maybe. I don't know what he played 90 minutes. Valverde could be a good option. It's a big decision. I would probably want to. I don't even know. If I'm going defence, I'd probably want to go Hernandez and get that France defensive player in. But I could take a massive punt on a English midfielder or a lower grade from Musiala. What I do need to talk about is the chips. Okay, well, let me. We're going to look at the 12th man. I think the 12th man would be the best chip to play. And if I'm looking at the 12th man chip, there are some big names you want to be looking at. You want to be looking at Lionel Messi, who got his hat-trick, obviously, against Algeria. Against Australia is not a bad. Austria is not a bad game. I want to go price. Sorry. You could look at Harry Kane. Again, did well against Croatia, who's probably England's toughest game in the group. If you don't have Mbappe or Haaland, go for one of those. Dembele could be again another option. But didn't play great. And Vinicius Jr. is probably the one that I'm gonna go for on the 12th man. But yeah, this is my draft for now. I'm gonna probably put up one later today with my confirmed thoughts, so I can have a little bit of time to think. But it's gonna be whether I want to take a chance on Musiala, if I want to take a chance on Danilo, or do I just play it safe, get rid of Danilo, who's not 100% to start but could start, and go to France, who have a good fixture and would probably get a clean sheet. Because yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna sit. I'm gonna go France. I'm gonna go Hernandez. I think that's the right transfer to make. Oh no, I don't have enough money. Okay, that just changed my whole plan. Wait, what Hernandez? I need to make sure I get this right. Did he not play? Okay, we're back. So it's Theo Hernandez that played. So we bring him in. Yeah. Theo Hernandez in for Danilo. Is that the right move? I'm going to say yes. Confirm transfer. That is done. And then we're going to make 12th man active. And I want to make sure I get this right. We're going to go for... I want to go price. And we're going to go for Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. will be our 12th man. I think that's the best. Confirm. That is a long waffling video, but I think we've made our right team. Now we need to make sure we're doing this for next dates. So we need to make sure this is on the dates. Vinicius Jr. will play no matter what. That's fine. But who we got? So it's the 18th today. So we've got Granit Xhaka playing today. So I think the smart move is to make him captain because he's playing today. Is there anyone on the bench? 21st, 23rd, 24th, 24th. So I guess this is it. No one else playing today. So Granit Xhaka will obviously hold the captain armband. I did see John subbing for Theo because obviously he's playing on the 21st. They're playing on the 22nd. It's very important that you make sure you look at the dates because obviously with this live transfer in and out, you can obviously doesn't matter. And with the captain option as well, we're gonna put maybe who should I put? Who would definitely. We'll put Musiala as vice. I don't know what the vice actually does. And I'm very worried I don't want to put a vice captain on someone. And then, like, it goes wrong. And then you want to try and change it and you can't. So that's why I'm going Musiala because he's not going to be one of my players I would potentially captain. I'd potentially look at one of the front three. And if I had to go for someone else, it would be probably Kimmich. So that is my team. It's a bit of a long video and I do apologise. A bit of chopping and changing. But you can see what my fault is in the process. And that's what I kind of like to give. I'm not 100% correct. I'm always going to get it wrong. I might make a good transfer. I might make a bad transfer. But that is what this game is about. So yeah, that is my current team. Good luck, and obviously hopefully by tonight all the players that have joined through the link, through the code, can be updated into the league scoreboard. So thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you go and check out my Matchday 2 score predictions with Zach. That is going to be another banger because our first one was very good, and we're going to have a little review and then obviously go for the next game week's prediction. So go go watch that video, but make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and let me know how well you did in match day 1. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.